Dcryptofan. Happy Monday, beautiful people. What's going on? If you just tuned in, it's Dcryptofan. All we do, we talk about crypto. Make it easy for you to learn. No hype, no cap. What's going on? It's beautiful Monday. If you just tuned in, see that market's moving, huh? 2026 is moving. XRP inflows are moving. And today we're going to have some serious XRP news today. River Rat, what's going on? What's going on, everybody who just tuned in? It's Dcryptofan. We got some news about Venezuela. And now, you know, when I'm talking about Venezuela, it's only for one reason. You guys know I don't do politics here. If we're talking about Venezuela, it's only one reason. Because now they're talking about XRP and settlement for the oil. This Dcryptofan. Remember, all we do is talk crypto. Make it easy for learn. No hype, no cap. I don't get into all that other hoopla. So tonight we're going to talk about Venezuela and the oil. And this has nothing to do with politics. We're going to get into that. And I know everybody, and for the, and also for the gentleman that came on last week, I think it was last week, came on my channel, making noise, talking about, oh, you said this, you said that, you said the crypto's gonna pump, you said this, crypto's gonna move. And I just want to remind everybody who's been on my chat what we talked about. We said in September, when the market was going up, we said that was fool's gold. We said they're not going to be buying at all-time highs with ETFs coming out. We said, in my chat live, who's been following me, we said we think there's going to be a crash. And we said we don't think the market's going to move till all the ETFs are in. This is what we said. We said we thought the market's going to start moving when all the ETFs are in. Somebody came complaining. Isn't that funny? 2026, all the ETFs are in. They're all locked in. Market went from 2.7. We're at 3.2 trillion, y'all. I'm just saying. I'm not patting myself on the back because all we do is report the news here. That's all we do. But I know the chat. Hey, chat, let me tell you something. I bet y'all feel good. Y'all been DCAing since October 10th. Chat. Hey, chat, what's going on, James Davidson? What up, Crypto Gang Gang? I bet y'all feeling good about DCAing since that October 10th, huh? Yeah, I bet y'all feeling good about yourselves, don't you? I bet y'all stomachs feel just a little bit better today, huh? I bet you feel just a little bit better about your XRP. I bet you feel just a little bit better about your chain link, your H-bar. Yeah, I bet you feel just a little bit better. I guarantee you feel just a little bit better about all the major coins that we've been talking about for the last 6-7 months. Utility. I bet you feel good. I bet you feel good that you've been on this chat. I guarantee you feel real good today that you've been on this chat for the last 6-7 months. Okay? And on this chat, that's why we talk about the news. Tamlin, what's going on? Jameson, what's going on? What's going on, Crypto Gang Gang? Feels great to be part of this Crypto Gang Gang right about now. And that's what happens. We report the news. We keep a cool booty. We don't get too hype. If you've been on this chat, like I tell you, this is the #1 chat in the world. This is some of the smartest people in the world in this chat. And understand, this chat is global. Thank you. Thank you so much. Venetor. Listen, this chat is global. My chat, our chat, since the October 10th. They've been laughing. They've been laughing. Whether everybody in the world was scared, they were laughing, acting like little children on Christmas Day. You know why? Because they study. They don't chase the hype. They don't chase the noise. That's not what we do here. We study. We chase the facts. We look at utility. That's what we do. We look at the plumbing. You know what I'm saying? We go under the engine. See, other places you're going to go, they're going to talk about you right about now. Right about now. You see what we're talking about? As far as utilities, where we report the news about XRP. We talk about the adoption. We talk about the ETFs and the inflows. That's how you get to the $2.34. We talk about the Rex Osprey, those ETFs. That's what we talk about. And as you can see, all right? So now we got some big news. You guys know I don't talk politics in here, so please, I want to be real careful when I talk about this. And I know I want to be very careful about this subject. And I'm just talking about the Venezuela and XRP. And I just want to talk about Venezuela and XRP as far as utility. And I want to do it respectfully. Okay? Because I just want to do it respectfully. I don't want to get into politics. I don't do this on this channel. I just want to talk about the utility and the subject of what's going on as far as Venezuela and how XRP could be connected. Okay, so if you go on this article, this just came out 4 hours ago. This Dcryptofan. Well, all we do is talk crypto. Make it easy for you to learn. No hype, no cap. Okay, once again, respectfully, we're going to get in this Venezuelan conversation. This is all about utility. When we understand what utility is, we're talking about what the coin does. So this is how XRP will be used. So please, let's keep it respectful, and especially in the comments, all right? And I already know my people on my chat, we already do that. So let's get into this article. Venezuela's oil and XRP just connected unexpected ways. So if you're people who are not aware, I know we don't do distractions and we don't get into other things. We just talk crypto. So there's a war that's going on right now with Venezuela. Julia, what's going on? So the beginning of 2026 did a little ease anyone into the year. Sudden, unexpected collapse in Venezuelan politics and a swift U.S. intervention into its oil interests shocked the world markets. I'm just reporting the news. So if you're unaware, just recently, the U.S. took the president and his wife, okay? And now they've taken over the oil reserve in Venezuela. I'm just reporting the news. Once again, I'm doing this very respectfully. So the majority of the news coverage was related to the energy security, the regime change, the geopolitical information, all the stuff that's going on. But now, here comes where XRP comes into this. So now, the U.S. needs to move the oil, okay? Old banking system doesn't work. It's too slow. Scooby-Doo, what's going on, crypto gang? So, right? So now what happens is that they seize the oil, okay? They also have seized Bitcoin. So what happens is before, so you guys tune in. So what happened is before, Venezuela, the way they would move oil was through Bitcoin and through USDT. And the reason why they did that was to go around sanctions and go around global rules. Okay? But now that method is not going to work because US is compliant. So the US needs something that's compliant, something that's regulated, something that's used globally and that's trusted. and then that could settle fast because oil don't wait on banks. So right now, there's only one utility that I could think of that does that, and it's XRP. And once again, I'm saying this respectfully. I'm not talking about what's going on in Venezuela respectfully. I'm just talking about the utility. All right? So please, everybody, let's be careful how we, all right? We're talking about utility. So please, let's be careful how we handle the comments. All right? Let's stay out of that and let's just stay towards the utility of what XRP is doing. So this here now, you're saying why not traditional banks? Too slow to use. Why not Bitcoin? Bitcoin, no regulation. Bitcoin, it takes too long to move. And while it's moving, there's volatility. XRP is moving fast, it's compliant, and it's used through global banking. See how XRP fits the narrative? And also, Bitcoin is also too expensive. Thank you, Tammy. Thank you, Tammy Lynn. I know the president. The president is back, y'all. The president is back, huh? The president is back. What's going on, Tammy Lynn? Julie, the VP. So if you just tune in, it's Dcryptofan. So what I'm explaining right now is why XRP is moving and how XRP can be used in the Venezuelan war on oil. So what happens is XRP is compliant, and this is the only way, well, not the only way. This is the way you can move the settlement for paying for the oil in seconds and then be compliant globally. That's very important. So that's what XRP is doing. So bringing Venezuela back to compliance, where before they were moving money through the back door. So now here comes the U.S. and they're going to be talking about using XRP. SWIFT, people say, why not SWIFT? Too slow for settlement. Unfortunately, that's what it is. It's too slow for settlement for moving oil. This is what they're going on with the new world technology. So what happens, remember blockchain technology, like we always talk about, see how the puzzle fits together? You see how this works now? You see how this is now about meme coins? This is what we've been talking about, the infrastructure. Now you understand? See what this is about? XRP is moving the money from banks to banks. Now you're talking about settlement for oil. This is different. And they're moving it globally. This is utility. Thank you. This is true utility. This is what it's about. Okay? Now, now, if you're moving that monies around, you're probably going to need true data to give the prices of the oil, the prices of the barrel, right? So I would assume that what would be giving them the real world data, chat, my class, if you follow my class and you've been following me, what would be giving them the real world data for the price of the oil? Think about it. What would be giving them real data? What would they be using? If you've been on my chat, what coin would do that? Come on, guys and girls. I mean, girls and gents. Chainlink. This is where a Chainlink comes in. Chainlink will be giving the real data for what the barrel of oil is costing. And then you get to a place where you might be needing tokenization. This playbook is unplaying in real life. In real life. It's crazy. And what is oil? Oil is a commodity. You see, oil is a commodity. You see why XRP spent $200 million to get over to that side? Are you guys seeing how all the puzzles fitting together? Just saying. And this is so I just wanted to get into that. This is getting to that information. So when you're seeing that talk about Venezuela and XRP, This is exactly how that framework comes together. So if you just tuned in, this Dcryptofan, there's an article. You can go on the article. This is a good article. It's on captainalcoin.com. Captainalcoin.com. And if you see, XRP's been running. Okay. This is why we spend the months and months and months talking about the institutions. You see that $2.38? You see when it was $1.78, $1.80, where there was no panic on this chat? Because we studied. There was no crystal ball, no hype. We laughed. We enjoyed ourselves. We watched the news. We watched. So you understand, if you just tuned in, my chat, we were here in May talking about which ETFs were going to go, which companies. We watched literally them do their S1 filing, watch them do their amendment, watch their amendment get denied, watch them go back again. We watched the delay. We watched the work stoppage. We watched it all. And we knew this is all manipulation. This is all a game. It's accumulation. The ETFs are in. I didn't even know Vanguard was coming. I thought Vanguard was going to come later down the road. I was not expecting the $11 trillion monster to come in. I was just looking for Wisdom Tree, Rex Osprey, Canary Capital, Grayscale, Big Wise, 21 Shares, UK, Franklin Templeton. And Franklin Templeton's running. I bought some today. Yeah. And I'm moving. I allocated money to buy more. I wish it was like exchanges where you could where that money moves like this. But this is why we study. This is why the boring times, this is why we watch what's going on. This is why we pay attention. The boring times for these days now. That's why we pay attention when it's $1.70. That's why we pay attention when it's $1.90. That's why we didn't panic at $2. They laughed. My chat laughed. Literally, my chat was laughing since October 10th. I woke up. Let me tell you, my chat would tell you. I woke up. I partied the night before. I felt like I was late to the party, not knowing that I was going to have literally from October 10th until to December to actually January to even now. I didn't know. I've been DCAing for the whole time. My chat has been laughing their way to the bank and DCAing. And every time they panic, we just read the news. And they were buying utility coins. Yes. XRP, the XLMs, the H bars with a bar. The chain links, Solano, ZBEC. How y'all feeling about ZBEC right now? How y'all feeling about ZBEC? I know I feel good. I got to that 1.4 million. I'll tell you right now, I feel great about getting an Ondo at 39 cents. I feel great for becoming a new owner of Ondo at 39 cents. Yeah, I actually do. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I just became an owner last week. I was talking about buying it at 70 cents. I got lucky. Did I really get lucky or did we study? I think we studied. Chainlink. I was buying up Chainlink at $12, $13. Utility coins. 2025 was all about utility coins. I dabbled with a couple of memes. Pingu. What about that Aster for that 66 cents? How y'all feel about Aster? How's the chat feel about when I told y'all I own Aster for high? How did y'all feel about, remember when Aster went to 66 cents and I was telling you that I bought Aster at a $1.38. Then I brought it down to $1.28. Remember I was telling y'all about that? And then remember I was telling you, then I brought Aster down to 95 cents. I remember when I was telling DC I owned it high? And I was saying, guess what? Y'all don't have to own it as high as I own it. Right now, you can get it for 66 cents. I remember the chat, right? You know what the good thing about TikTok and YouTube? There's a receipt for everything. The good thing is that you can't erase nothing. So for that gentleman the other day that kept talking that stuff, this is what I call patience. This is what patience looks like. This is what utility looks like. We studied every day. Yeah. And we'll see where it goes on. But I just wanted to get into that. Because the other day, buddy he rubbed me the wrong way. Like I got a crystal ball. I didn't got a crystal ball, but I could tell you one thing. I knew them institutions was not buying at the all-time high. I knew that much. We studied every day. I know y'all feel good about your Solano. I know y'all feel good about your Ethereum. Listen, we stayed away from all the little, we didn't do any coins here that we talked about in this chat that we talked about all true utility coins. No Jake said. no Jake said. Yep. Even WFI. Let me tell you, even WFI. I know Styles by Shorts going on Crypto Gang. We don't do Jake said over here. We don't do 750. We do real math. And here we do real math. No clickbait. WFI is 17 cents. Remember when I was telling you I owned it for 21 cents and I went back and I bought some more at $50 and went back and bought more $50. And I told you right now, me and Julia said it's 13 cents. You remember that on this chat? I remember Julia said it, and I don't give financial advice, but I remember Julia saying it was 13 cents. Am I right, Julia? I remember you saying that. I remember that. You know what I'm saying? I don't give financial advice, but like I'm just saying, people on this chat, like I said, some of the smartest people on this chat talking about it. Me and Tammy Lynn was talking about Chainlink $13. Listen, there was some prices here, man. The prices, Crow. Hey, how many of y'all remember we was talking about Crow, 9 cents, 10 cents Crow? Right? Crazy sales. And every single day in the chat. And let me tell you something. Don't say that not saying that there's not gonna be a cool off. But what I'm trying to say is that people thought we were going to zero. That's what I'm saying. People thought we were going to zero. And to tell you the truth, there's nothing out there that we're getting like crazy news that's making this run. There's no crazy news going on. It's not like we just got some the bill still hasn't come through yet. We just got 3.2 trillion. The fear and greed index. You guys, ladies and gentlemen, do you remember the fear and greed index when we were just talking about, please, chat. That's why I love my chat, because it makes it seem loud. It makes it seem like it's always easy right now. But do you guys remember when we were at a fear and greed index? Mr. Davidson, Mr. J. Davidson, do you remember when we were at 10% greed index? Do you remember when, Mr. James, do you remember when the fear and greed index was at 10%, Mr. James? Thank you, Mr. James. Mr. Davidson, Mr. James Davidson, appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you for you remember that. And is it funny now we're at 49%? Mr. James, do you remember when we was at 10% and we were happy buying? Now we're at 50%. The point I'm trying to say is that when you do your research and we're looking, 2025 was about plumbing. When everybody was in fear at that 10%, this chat, Dcryptofan chat, let me tell you, They was in here like babies. You would think these kids, you think they were 10-year-old kids on Christmas from October 10th. They come in here, they tell you what they buying. Let me tell you, for 2 months, I've been hearing what these people been buying. And they've been laughing. While the whole world has been running, my chat, my brothers and sisters here, they've been laughing, man. Julia come every day like, let me tell you, these people's stories was like, yo, I'm an addict. I can't stop buying. People go into their savings, their Christmas bonus. Let me tell you, some people's kids and grandchildren, this Christmas was light for them. Some people's Christmas, there was somebody, I forgot somebody was in the chat. Somebody was hilarious. They said that their husband was telling them to calm down. Somebody said the husband was telling them to calm down. She was buying up. I forgot who it was. She said she was buying up. She said her husband was like, yo, you got to relax. I bet you your husband think you the smartest person right now. I bet you your husband's patting you on the back right now. I bet your husband's like, honey, whatever you say. I bet your husband's like, whatever she says. Hey, whenever your husband talks to me, you tell him, Jake said. If your husband says something to you, you say, you don't tell him Jake said, you say, Dcryptofan said. But just the market, man. This is why you gotta learn to stay even kill. This is why you gotta stay even kill. You know what I'm saying? You can't get too down. Right? When the market's down. You can't get too up when the market's up. You know what I'm trying to say? You gotta stay even because it goes like this. But literally it goes like this. So when it goes super, super up, that motion, that euphoria, I know it's hard to hold because if this thing gets back to 4.29 and all the DCAing that we've been doing, let me tell you something. So if people just tuned in, DCAing at dollar cost average. So my chat has been dollar cost averaging since October 10th. In October, you say, why October 10th? Because that's when the crash happened in crypto. And since that day, since October 10th, my chat has been throwing thousands and thousands of dollars. And I didn't tell them to do it. Not financial advice. I didn't do it. I did spend thousands and thousands and, well, tens of thousands of dollars. Let me put that. Let me put that right. I spent tens of thousands of dollars. Let me put that right. Let me put that right. And when you DCAing, you gotta understand, when you DCAing, you're negative. Because when you're buying, here's the thing, remember, when you're DCAing, you're negative. Because here's the thing. So you're saying what dollar cost average it is. So let's say I have $1,000. Listen to what's going on. Let's say I have $1,000. I don't throw everything out at $1,000. Let's say it's at $10. I throw $100. Boom. It goes down to $9. Oh, I throw another 100. Now I own it for $9.50. It goes down. Throw for another $100. It goes down to $8. So now I own it for $9, right? Say now it goes down to $7. I throw another $100. Now I own it for, let's say, 8.75. It goes down some more. I throw another 100 at it. So what it is, as it keeps going down, I'm throwing money at it. And the reason why you're saying, why am I throwing money at it if it's going down? Because it still has value. The total market is going down. And you're saying, why is that? Because we felt that there was a manipulation going on to let the ETFs in. And you're saying, why is that? Because the crypto market only had $3 trillion. Those ETFs are like 30 trillion, just in like 5 of them. So we felt like those 30 trillion is going to bully that small 3 trillion and say, hey, you want to let us in? Let us in at a better discount. And if you let us in at a better discount, we're going to run you up from your little 2 trillion, from your little 3 trillion, up to whatever, 10 trillion. So that's what we felt was the play. You know what I'm saying? I could be wrong. We could be wrong. But the matter of fact was, It doesn't matter because we were DCAing since October 10th, which DCAing is buying while it's going down. So we've been buying as it's been going down. Even when there's fear, what we did, we replaced that fear with actual facts of what utility and what's been going on. And what's been going on is the ETFs. What are ETF? Exchange Traded Funds. What does that mean? That means that Wall Street now is handling crypto and managing it for their customers who don't know anything about crypto. But they're allocating those people's monies to a certain amount of coins. Mind you, there's 20,000 coins, but they're allocating it to like 11 right now. Out of 20,000, 11. Some people 14, whatever number you want to say. It ain't 10,000. It ain't 100. Okay? So what we've been doing on this chat, we've been watching which coins these institutions, these Vanguards, these Black Rocks, these Rex Ospreys, and these, what you're saying why these names are, these are big institutions, right, that invest people's retirements, hedge funds, okay? These are what they call AUMs, assets under management. So these institutions control people's money. They choose where the money's going to invest in. So we said, let's follow their lead. Let's not be smart people and try to reinvent the wheel. Let's follow the institutions and these trillion-dollar people, Larry Fink, Jamie Dimons. Let's see what these cats is doing and what they're investing in. So we lay back in the cut like a lion or a lioness ready to pounce on the prey. How do you like that? But anyway, that's what we did. But listen to the story, right? I like that. That sounded pretty damn cool. But this is what we did, right? So we watch. We said, what are they doing? Let's see what coins that they're putting their money behind. So we watching. They're messing with XRP. We on that. We already know they're messing with Bitcoin and Ethereum. First of all, let's get that out the way. We already know BlackRock has been messing with Bitcoin 2021. Ethereum came in the game 2024. So now we peep the game. When Bitcoin became a ETF, remember, exchange traded fund, when Wall Street got involved, it ran from 15,000 to 123,000. Okay? Now, 2024, Ethereum, it became an ETF. It ran from 1,700, touched the all-time high, 4,900. So now we're like, whoa. If we saw what happened to Bitcoin, we saw Ethereum. Now listen, I ain't no rocket science. Mind you now, I can't spell to save my life, but I know Father Lalita. Hey, you know Father Lalita? I know that much. I ain't no rocket science, but I know Father Lalita. So what me and my chat, what we did, we said, let's sit back and watch this, peep the game. Now we said we not only want to peep and watch it, we're going to allocate our money to the same thing. Allocate meaning, that's big words, meaning that we're going to follow them and put our money where they put their money. So when you hear people say allocate, that's where you position your money at. Okay? That's what that is. So we said, we watched them, right? So we already know Ethereum, Bitcoin there. So they came with XRP. But not only did they come with XRP, they came with like 23 institutions. So remember, these are the companies, banks, institutions, investments that are doing XRP, 23. What? Remember, there's 20,000 coins, 10,000. They doing 23 of them and picked out XRP. What? Then they came out. These cats go ahead and pick Solano. You're picking Solano too. Whoa. XRP Solano. Then these cats come pick Litecoin. Litecoin? What are you talking about? H-bar with a bar. Then Big Wise comes and says they're going to put a 10 together, 10 coins together. And here's the crazy part about the 10 coins they picked. They made sure they picked out 10 coins that do 10 different things. When I say 10 different things, I mean 10 different jobs, 10 different utilities. So that means to tell me, you picking the 10 out of the best. Let me tell you something right here, right? If I'm picking out a team, think about it. If I'm picking out a basketball team, wait, there's 10. Let's just say it's 10. I don't want to say basketball team because that's only 5 starters. Let's say a football team, 11 starters. I'm getting the best lineman. I'm getting the best quarterback. I'm getting the best running back. I'm getting the best receiver. I'm getting the best guard, so on and so on. I ain't got to keep going. So guess what they did? Now, they're picking out their own team. They went and got themselves Bitcoin in that 10 ETF. Solana, Ethereum, XRP, ADA, Chainlink, DOT, Bitcoin Cash, and I forgot whatever the other one is. But so I said, wait a second. Whoa. Why are you picking these out for? Wait. Why you picked out these coins? They picked out XRP moving money, Bitcoin, a store of value, Ethereum. You build smart contracts, NFTs, build everything on Bitcoin. Solana, same thing, but have to have more speed than Bitcoin. Then they pick out Chainlink. You already know, real world data, real world information, Avalanche, RWA settlement, ADA, smart contracts. You see how they picked every single, you see what I'm trying to say? You see what I'm trying to tell you? They made sure. So I said, so my chat said, whoa. We're going to watch that. Okay? So then we make sure we got those ISO coins. So then we say, you know what? Let's pick some high risk, high reward coins. High risk, high reward coins mean like you got to be careful because now you throw your money, you can lose it on this. So you got to be careful. So we went after a coin named ZBET. Low market cap. What is a low market cap? A little bit of money in the company. Remember what market cap is. Just like this Mocatrol. I said the market cap, let's say this Mocatrol. I have a circulating supply of this Mocatrol. Let's just say I have a circulating supply of 1 million of this Mocatrol. There's only 1 million of these Mocatrols circulating out there. Okay? I'm selling this for $10, right? So the $10 on the whatever comes up to 1 million. Whatever, just throwing the number out there. 1 million circulating supply. Now somebody will come buy this Mocatrol for you. Now they're going for $15. Now our market supply, because now we got more money in the supply of each of these, is $15. So now we go from 1 million to 1.5 million. Now it goes to $20. Now our market cap goes to whatever, 200 million, and so on and so forth. As more money, as this price goes up, and the circulating supply stays the same, the value of this Mocatrol goes up. The market cap goes up. You understand? So that's what market cap is. Just want to make sure you guys follow what market cap is. Remember, this is Dcryptofan. All we do is talk crypto. Make it easy for you to learn. No hype, no cap. I know y'all learning something today. So this is what we went after. So we take ZBEC. It has a small market cap, poquito, 300 million. We said that this coin has a lot to grow, but has a lot of potential. And they was calling this coin a rug pull, right? Then we start watching it. It start getting compliant. Compliant means that now it starts following the rules, right? So now it starts following the rules. Now it becomes less of a rug pull. What is rug pull? Meaning that you bought it, they pull the rug and you land on your ass. So basically meaning that you bought something that you thought was real value. They fooled you. They pulled the rug up from under you, and it came out to be zero. So that's what ZBEC had started as. So we started watching ZBEC. But ZBEC started getting compliant, started doing more payroll, got lined up on on-chain bank, started doing the MiCA, started doing gate knocks, started doing, and the things I'm doing is, basically what I'm saying is that they started working towards becoming a real company. All right? Then they got ISO 2022, ISO 2027, 2701. And I know for people that are just watching, that sounds like I'm saying a lot of things. But basically what I'm saying is it started as a new company, and we watched them. And as they kept doing more and more things that visually we could see were compliant and says, you're a little bit more of a company. You're a little bit more company, I throw a little bit more money at you. You're a little bit more of a company, I throw a little bit more at you. Not too much because you're not like XRP, 12 years, 13 years proven. You're not ADA, who's proven, that's been in the top 10 forever, but I like what you're doing. I like that you're going for payroll. I see that there's a use case. What is a use case? Meaning that they could use you in a market. Like, say use case. Let me say, for example, what a use case is. The television. When I was growing up, you had to turn the knob. All right? They came with remote control. That's a use case. I know I keep using the smoke control. Y'all probably like, y'all getting tired of the smoke control. But it's the closest thing I can think of. That's a use case. So now ZBEC is coming with a use case where you can get paid in real time. You can get paid that day. You know what I'm saying? Versus waiting for 2 weeks. So I saw, and my chat saw, value in the use case. Now, doesn't mean they're going to land it. The risk comes with, we're paying now, hoping that you'll be able to land what you're thinking in the future. You know what I'm saying? It's not done now, but we're saying that we see your potential. We see what you're doing. We like what you're doing. And every single time you're going, every step you're doing a little bit better, I'll invest in you. But doesn't mean that you're going to like that. Doesn't mean you're going to invest in it. But what it means is that at least you could sit here and know what it does. You come to Dcryptofan, I'm going to give you the information. You do with it what you want. And the people in the chat, you could talk to the people on my chat. These are people that's been around. You could talk to them and tell them what you invest in and go back and forth with the people on my chat. I'll tell you right now, this is the #1 chat in the world. These people common sense as a high level, okay? These people understand crypto. They don't come here asking questions that are newbie questions. And guess what? I want the newbie questions because remember, the one thing about this chat, Dcryptofan, is about one thing. All we do is talk crypto. Make it easy for you to learn. No hype, no cap. Bottom line, that's it. All right? But anyway, you're saying, you see if you guys understand. Now, I feel great about the price. Don't get me wrong. I'm very excited about the price. And, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to be saying I told you so.
Accessibility shortcuts.
I don't want to really get into the I told you so because I'm not really into that. But if you just tuned in, just wanted to get into that. And also, let's get back to the Venezuela and XRP. And once again, if you just tune in, it's Dcryptofan. All we do is talk crypto. Make it easy for learn. No hype, no cap. So I just want to talk about Venezuela. I want to be very respectful. And this is not about the war. This is about utility, the XRP, and what they're talking about. And I'm also going to do an episode on it. But I want to be very respectful in what I'm talking about because matters like this, you got to be very respectful. So right now, if you're unaware, there's a war going on with Venezuela. And they've captured the president of Venezuela and his wife. And they've also seized the oil and seized the Bitcoin. So now you're probably saying, why we're talking about that. So they have to move the oil, not the actual oil, but the money for the oil. Now, previously, Venezuela, to move their oil, they would use Bitcoin and USDT. And you're saying, why would they use USDT and Bitcoin? So they can go around sanctions and go around global rules. Because now you can move the Bitcoin. Now you can hide it, unfortunately, where nobody can see it. You can hide it in plain sight. But what happens now, first of all, Bitcoin is too slow, okay? And now America's taken over and seized the oil. America's compliant. So America plays by the global rules. So global rules is when you're moving the money, there has to be settlement, has to be a digital imprint. That's why they use banks. But the problem is that oil doesn't wait for banks. This money needs to move fast. And now you have the technology that XRP has to move this money fast for the oil. Now, when you say, how? So XRP, first of all, is compliant and regulated. That's the main biggest point. But even the biggest point is cheaper and it moves the monies in 3 seconds. So basically, it's like you texting. You see how you sell Cash App? Okay? And it's easy to send Cash App because you send 100, 200, 1,500. But imagine sending billions of dollars and pressing it like Cash App and it's going from here to Saudi Arabia or from here to Timbuktu. You understand? So now you have that. They can't do that with Bitcoin. Bitcoin, the problem is it's too expensive to move, and also it's too long. While it's moving, it's volatile. XRP is moving in seconds. You understand what I mean? Why they're not using the traditional banks? It's going to take way longer. So basically, like moving like what a bank is basically like moving, writing down notes, handing it to next somebody else. They write down notes, hand down somebody else, write down notes. Now you wait for the money to come. Money's here, it's there, let it out. You can't do that with oil. They need something that settles quick. And remember, now it's on a blockchain technology. So you have the digital imprint where you can see where the money's is flowing. So that's where that comes in. So that's why you're hearing XRP in Venezuela and hearing about oil because of that movement. Somebody says XRP's at $2.40. And I just want to say, see that gentleman? Where's that gentleman the other day that came on here? I don't see where you at, brother. I want to see, brother. I think that was Friday. Remember the gentleman that really made me angry talking about, oh, you told us November is going to move. You told us this and told us that. Trying to misquote me. Where you at now, brother? Where you was coming at me, my chat. And I appreciate my chat because my chat came for you and let you know I ain't got no crystal ball. Thank you, chat, for sticking with me. These are times like this that I'm happy that that you guys stuck with me. Ladies and gentlemen, stuck with me. Thank you for sticking with Dcryptofan. I really appreciate it. and then the thing about James Davidson, he kept me calm. He was like, don't do that. And James and both James came at me and they kept me calm. They said, don't do that, brother. We don't do that here. James Davidson said, no, we don't do that here. We don't do that on Dcryptofan. Hey, let me tell you, my chat comes and checks me. Gene, Augustine, Sabe Fue. Happy New Year's, brother. Sabe se tomorrow from? Hey, my chat will check me in a minute. Hey, focus. They'll be like, focus. Relax now. Yeah. What it said? Oh, yeah. XRP is you see that? Isn't that funny? Isn't that funny, huh? It's crazy how the trolls will come out, right? And and the thing is that's why we have to do all that news. That's why we have to study. If you learn something new tonight, hit a subscribe. If you learn something, hit a share. Seriously, if you learn something, hit a subscribe. These are the times where you have to understand the knowledge. I know it's boring when we're talking about XRP or ETS or we're talking about plumbing. And I know 2025 was very boring, but now you see where it's like you're watching a skyscraper get built, right? They just open the doors and people are walking in and they're looking in it. That's what it is. So this is what it is. And there's still a long way to go. I'm not getting ahead of myself, but definitely feels better than being at $1.70. And you know what the thing about it is? Here's the thing. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Appreciate that so much. Appreciate that so much. Appreciate for all the roses. And thank you for the roses. I didn't know the roses, Goj. Thank you for the roses. The roses actually give the algorithm. So appreciate it. This is Gene Augustine says, this is far from boring. This is educational. I love it. And thank you, my brother. Appreciate you and everything. Appreciate everybody. Thank you for sticking with me. These are the times that make it great that you guys stuck with me because it's easy to stick with me at these times when everything's running. But thank you for sticking with me and being with Dcryptofan 2 weeks ago. Thank you for being with me 3 weeks ago. Thank you for being with me when XRP was $1.70. Thank you for being with me when HBARB was 10 cents. Thank you for believing in me and following the script. Appreciate that. And I hope now you guys are reaping reward because you deserve it. Because I know it's very hard. It's very hard to purchase when the whole world is against it and doesn't know about it, and kept the cool booty. Scooby-Doo says, but Cryptofan, it could go down and it would not go back to $2. The thing is, everything is possible, but this thing is right now with the rails and everything that they put in place and what we've been reporting on Japan. And I got another episode that I'm gonna do in Japan. I'm gonna drop the episode on Venezuela, and I got something I wanted to drop episode about the mega banks, that just came on in Japan for XRP. There's so much news that I want to drop. It's just that I just want to make sure that I want to be responsible to you guys and ladies to make sure that you see how we've been winning and how we've been DCing and how we've been doing it the right way. I want to make sure we keep doing it the right way. And what we've done for the last 3-4 months, this is. I feel happy for y'all. I'm very happy for y'all, more than I'm happy for myself, because you know why? I didn't want to be wrong. God damn, boy, I did not want to be wrong. Oh my God, Jesus Christ, man. Oh, woo. Besides everything, God damn, I didn't want to listen. I didn't want to lead y'all people wrong. That was my worst fear. I'll be honest with y'all. God damn, boy. Let me tell you, I'm more relieved than anything, man. You know, I'm more relieved than anything. Oh my God, boy. Forget myself. Straight up. Forget for myself. Because I'm in it. It's my money. You know what I'm saying? I could afford to lose it. But boy, I know some of y'all follow me and really follow me. And really, that's why I study so hard, man. Believe it or not, behind these gray hairs, I'm studying so hard. And let me tell you, I try so hard to make sure that information I give you is so real and accurate, man. Like, I don't chase that hype, man. Let me tell you, man. Woo! Boy, let me tell you, man. Woo! Woo! Tell you, boy. I'm so relieved, boy. Onyx Chain. What I think Onyx Chain. We've actually looked at Onyx Chain many times on here. I haven't memorized it, but we've gone digging in the crates on Onyx Chain many times, and I remember thinking I was cool with what they were doing over there. But I remember us going over Onyx Chain. Let's take a look at it again. I know we've gone over it. A lot of coins we go dig in the crates and they come back over and over again. Certain coins, but Onyx definitely. But I think that wasn't the coin that was down 94%. Was that the one? I know we've gone over it. Onyx Train number or XCN. Yeah, there you go. XCN rank 131. We looked at that coin before. Market cap 336 million. We looked at this coin. It's down 95%. That, like, I don't like coins that are down 95%. They scare me. That's what scared me with this coin. It was down 95%. And on this chat here, we try to stay away from 95% coins. I already got coins that are in my portfolio that are down 98%, and I ain't throwing no more money in them. I don't even bring them in this chat. I have coins that I'm down 95%. I don't bring them in this chat. I try to keep this chat very. So if you got guys and gals, girls and guys, I try to keep the chat very conservative, and I try to keep you guys on the winning part of my portfolio. I don't put you guys on the losing end of my portfolio. I don't bring in the coins that I'm down 94%. I try to keep y'all around the 60, the 60, even maybe 74, because I know the whole market is down. And I knew we were just off the all-time highs. And those are the coins that I've been DCAing in. So I try to stick to the coins that I feel way more confident in DCAing on Onyx, on XCN. I'm not saying that it won't rise from the ashes. I try to keep my chat, because there's a lot of newbies. And I don't want people to lose throwing the dice on 95% coins. I try to give it where it's less risky, maybe not as much ROI, meaning a lot of more return on your investment, but safer, more blue chip coins and coins that have a higher probability because of the use case. I know that sounds like a lot. Basically, I try to do with coins that have a better choice of winning. And there are blue chips that have been around a long time. And the coins that I think that are risky or roll the dice, I'd be like, yo, this is risky. This is why we're rolling the dice on. Hey, let's try WLFI. I don't know if it's going to roll. It's Trump. It's Eric. Hey, y'all want to roll with it? I'll roll with it. Let's do it. We buy it together as a chat. We know that this is high risk. We do WLE. We rolled the dice. Steve Chamberlain told us where to go buy it. We bought it. We saw it on Coinbase. We bought it. Came out, ran 37 cents. Bought it at 21 cents. Throwing $1,000. Throwing $1,100. It goes down to 13 cents. Don't lose my bond. Keep a cool booty. I'm down 400. Throw another 100 at it. We're good. I own it for 20 cents instead of 21 cents, whatever. Guess what? It's at 17 cents. Am I mad? No. We went in it, doing the risk versus reward. We talked about it. That's what we did. Straight up. Thank you, James. No cap, no hype. we a little hype. That's it. That's what we did. In my chat with Tay, we went in there factual, knowing that this is what it is. No financial advice, nothing. And we know what it is. But we watch what's going on. We watch a new move with Aster. Watching that much. We're watching that. We also paid attention that baby never dropped under 30, meaning nothing top 30. We watched that. We watch the treasury rules. Don't get me wrong, just because we throw money at it and we know it's high risk don't mean we stop watching it. Oh, hell no. Oh, hell no. Listen, I still care about my $1,100. And also, I want to keep the eye shut. I throw more at it. So don't get it wrong. On this chat, we watch everything. Don't get me wrong now. I'm just saying my conviction for Aster and WFI is not the same conviction that I have for ADA, XLM, HBAR, XRP. It's not the same conviction. Not saying that the ROI, because they're smaller market cap, might be greater. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Jacob Roswell says, we're all the XRP haters. I love it, right? Hey, remember we was laughing at the guy Friday talking about XRP's a scam? Right? It's crazy. Where are all the haters? Where are all the trollers? XRP's a scam. Where you at, brother? Where you at there, man? It's crazy. Where's all the haters? It's funny, right? They'll be out. Let XRP come to $1.50. Man, XRP to hell, man. Hell you, XRP. let XRP $2.15. XRP is garbage, man. Let me tell you right now, the mega banks in Japan say XRP is not garbage. When you're talking about XRP in a new use case, so you're unaware, Venezuela is one of the biggest, or if not, I don't want to say quoted, but I think they said the biggest oil reserve in the world, or if not, one of the biggest oil reserves in the world. So when you're talking about moving trillions and trillions of dollars and you're using, thank you, Mr. Big Horse C. I didn't want to quote it wrong. Thank you so much. Ludia says one of. Okay, see? That's why I didn't want to quote it. Let's see. I didn't want to quote it. That's why I want to make sure. Let's see, is Venezuela. Let's see. Is Venezuela. Let's get this out the way because I don't want to go back and forth with everybody. That's why I said that's why I like to speak facts. You know what I'm saying? Let's make sure because I don't want to quote. This is Venezuela, and it's not. And we had to do this respectfully. Listen. Because I want to make sure it's correct. Because I thought it was, or one of, but let's make sure that it's correct. And once again, this has nothing to do with the politics. Yes, Venezuela has the largest proven oil reserve in the world. So actually, Venezuela is. You know what I'm saying? So let's just make sure this. And remember, this has nothing to do with politics. We don't do politics here. We don't do that in Dcryptofan. And man, and another thing, my chat is global. That's one thing you need to know. We're global. All right. So now, Venezuela being one of the largest proven oil reserves. So now, and you're probably thinking, well, why didn't Venezuela use XRP? Venezuela's trying to backdoor it by using Bitcoin and USDT so that they could surpass sanctions, global sanctions. So now you have America now that's coming. They want the compliance and regulatory clarity and also want proof, and they need to follow the global laws. So that's the reason why America now, having seized the oil and the Bitcoin, they need to have basically an audit to the world. So they'll be using XRP as the audit. So for people who just jumped in the chat who are unaware of what XRP is, the main claim to fame for XRP is basically moving money from institutions globally. That's where you hear cross border. They're moving the money cross border, and they're doing it in 3 to 5 seconds with real settlement, meaning that not like Swift or Western Union, where you have to wait 3 or 4 years of the banking system, where you have to wait 3 or 4 days to move billions of dollars. XRP has the liquidity to promise you that money gets over there and settles in 3 or 5 seconds. So now when you're talking about oil and moving billions and trillions of dollars, this is the technology that will allow you to move that in 3 or 5 seconds with true settlement and an audit that fits with the global rules. Okay? So this is not about politics. This is just about system and just utility. All right, respectfully to the people in Venezuela and to what's going on. I'm just talking about utility, so I just want to be careful about that as we speak on that. So that's where you see the utility coming in. All right, just want to explain that so you're aware. And people saying, why not traditional banks? Oil is not waiting for traditional banks. That's why. Traditional banks are too slow. And that's the reason why that's definitely out. So XRP is the utility that could move all that and make everything happen, where you can have the audit, the compliance, and follow the global rules. That's exactly what it is. Solo says it's to keep us on top. Even that I'm not getting into. I'm not getting Dcryptofan. I'm not going to get into that. I might make a channel for that type of stuff, but I'm not going to get into that. I'm not going to get into as far as I do have not saying I don't have opinion on that, but I try to be respectfully to that. And all I say is much respect to the Venezuelan people over there, and much respect to people globally. That much I can say. That much I feel comfortable saying. Much respect to the people over there, and hope the people do not hurt, and I hope good for the Venezuelan people. That much I can say. So and then also want to get into this and leave that, because that's we're getting too over there. So also, if you learn something new, hit a like, hit a subscribe. If you learn something new as far as the technology and why you learn something, why Venezuela would use Bitcoin and use USDT, and why USDT is a stable coin, and why America wouldn't use USDT, because it's a global digital coin, where USDC is actually backed by U.S. bonds and backed by the federal government. And sorry, the U.S. Treasury. My apologies, not U.S. bond. I'm sorry, the U.S. Treasury. So just wanted to get into that. And if you notice, the ETF inflows have gone crazy. The ETF inflows. Remember, if you just look at the episode I just dropped, you see I just dropped the episode, and that episode actually came from December 31st. So I wasn't able to drop the updated episode, but as I reported to you guys, it dropped $1.27 billion. And for folks who just jumped in, when you look at that number, $1.27 billion of XRP in 30 days, just remember, ZBEC that we love is 300 and probably, 325? That coin we just looked at, Onyx coin, that market cap has 330 million. XRP in 30 days did 1.27 billion with a B. Don't sleep on that, in 30 days. So it did that in 30 days, right? Just listen, follow me, people. So basically, once again, what an ETF is, exchange trading fund. But forget about the name ETF. All it is Wall Street handling people's crypto and managing it for them. So these crypto companies, these management companies are buying up XRP, right? So now in 30 days, they bought 1.27 billion. From the 31st to January 5th, right? It's up to 2 billion. Listen to what I just said. In 31 days, it went to 1.27 billion. From January 1st to January 5th, they're saying the exchange's 2 billion is gone. They just quietly own 1% of all the circulating supply of XRP. In 5 days, they've almost gone up to 2% of all the circulating supply of XRP. If they keep up this pace, folks, if they keep up this pace, how much circulation is going to be for XRP, y'all? Because I know my XRP is not circulating. I know your XRP is not circulating. So what XRP is going to be circulating? And it's just math, y'all. Listen, it's just math. J May, you love reading Rainbow? You're gonna love this. You're gonna love this. Read this Rainbow right here. When I ain't selling my XRP, you're not selling your XRP, and they're buying up. They're at 1%. They just disappeared 2%. So they did 1% in 31 days. They're almost at 2% in 5 days. And it's only January 5th. I don't know, y'all, man. This thing could get crazy. You know what I'm saying? This could get crazy. You got to think about what Ethereum looked like 9 months after the ETF. Ethereum went from 9 months after the ETF came out. Ethereum went from what's that? 1,700, 1,600 to 4,900. Bitcoin, I think Bitcoin at time was like 34, 36, whatever you want to say, 38. And ran up to 123,000 a year later. You know what I mean? So you're talking about, even if XRP, you're talking about Bitcoin, what's that? 4x, Ethereum 17, what's that? 2.5x. So even if you stick with XRP doing that, you're still talking about $7, $8 XRP in 8-9 months. And that's at a smooth pace. That's not with liquidity. That's not with Bitcoin dominance coming down from 58%. That's just if things just stay even Steven. That's just if things stay even Steven and XRP dominance goes up. Because what happens, you need XRP dominance to go up. Okay? And let me see, what's XRP dominance right now? Let's see what XRP dominance is. I think I saw last time it was like 4. Let me see. Wait 1 second here. Let me get this for y'all. Because people ignore this metrics a lot, and I think it's a very important metrics. I think it is. People ignore it, and I don't know why people ignore it, because people always pay attention to Bitcoin dominance and Ethereum dominance. You know what I'm trying to tell you? So and dominance is just basically the percentage of all the total market cap. If XRP dominance keeps going up and we get more of the market cap, and you see, like right now, Ethereum dominance, right? For Ethereum dominance right now is at like 12%. You got XRP 4.25. So if XRP wants to get to number 2 coin, that dominance needs to overtake Ethereum dominance. And that's just math. Just math. So people, please don't get mad at me. One thing I do is just math. I don't really get into anything else but the math of it. And I know people get mad when you just do math, but let me tell you one thing. Figures, numbers don't lie. Figures, numbers don't lie. See the gentleman earlier when you were talking about the Onyx coin being off its all-time high, 94%. XRP right now is 38% off its all-time high. I could hang that. I was about to say swallow that, but I had to say pause. that was gonna. Be careful. But basically, yeah. And look at this. Just XRP is funny. We were at 123 billion. We're at 123 billion XRP. Like literally, December 31st. Now we have $143 billion market cap of XRP. $20 billion. $20 billion in XRP in freaking 4 or 5 days. Isn't that something else, folks? Isn't that wild? That's manipulation, boy, at its all time. That's why it takes that's why you have to read that news. 49% greed index. We were just at 10% fear and greed index. And look at that 49%. And guess what? Retail is still not here. Isn't that crazy? Retail is still not here. Isn't that crazy? So you just tuned this Dcryptofan. We're just talking about ETF. We're talking about we're also talking about Venezuela and XRP in becoming, maybe being used to move the oil, the monies for the oil, and that technology maybe having to show up to settle and move that oil monies in 3-5 seconds, and also follow the global rules, which Venezuela previously did not follow the rules to move the monies for the oils using Bitcoin and USD Tether to move monies for the coins to surpass sanctions and global rules. Yeah. So anyway, man, this was a good night. It always feels good when the coins is running, huh? Isn't it? Didn't I tell you, right? It's crazy how the room gets so live. Didn't I tell you? It's crazy how the room, everybody shows up, right? And I promise y'all, remember when I told y'all, XRP is going to be at $3.40. Remember chat. Everybody in the chat, remember I said this. XRP is going to be at $3.40. Ethereum is going to be at 4,500. Solana's going to be at 250. You know what people are going to ask him? Should I be buying now? Remember when I said people are going to be on the chat? It's going to be $3.60, $3.50. Then they're going to be asking, should they be buying now? And then we're going to be feeling like, and how hard is it going to be to say yes when we knew we were screaming, buy it at $1.70, buy it at $1.80, buy it at $1.90, buy it at $2, screaming about Chainlink, $12, $11, Stellar, $21. 21 cents, H-Bar, 10 cents, World Liberty, 13 cents, Crow, 9 cents. And you had 2-3 months of these prices, boy. Aster, 66 cents. Ando was just 39 cents, 45 cents, but it was just 39 cents. I think it went down to 36 cents. It's still not too late. I'm not saying like it's too late. I'm not saying that, but just, you look at Bunk, right? Bunk, right? The meme coin Bunk, it's up 60%. Look at ZBEC. We was buying these ZBEC. I bought up ZBEC to $1. I was only going to go to 1 million. I was going to go to 1 million ZBEC. That's it. I was done. But 0026? Oh, hell no. 00, oh, hell no. Let me get that, baby. Yeah, that brought me out of retirement. We're going from 1 million to 1.4 million. I mean, I was like, man, I was like, there's too many coins to own all the coins. You know what I'm saying? I can't add no more to my portfolio. I'm loaded up in all the coins. I can't add any more coins to my portfolio. I'm up to here after Pingu. Oh yeah, now he's an owner of Ondo, Chainlink, and Solano. He's an owner. He's, I was this close to Flair. ah, ah. Oh my God, man, that's just real. It just be honest, man. It's what it is. I became a big fan of Chainlink. I mean, I ain't throw too much at Chainlink. I think altogether I might have put, I don't know, like maybe around the $2,000 in Chainlink. I thought it was like 1,500, but I forgot there was one day where they wouldn't let me buy Chainlink on one exchange. So I bought some on another exchange. And there was one day they wouldn't let me buy. There was one day when they shut this down, when there was a crash, and you couldn't buy on crypto.com and you couldn't buy some on Uphold. So I was tricking them out. You won't sell me here? I buy it over here. You won't buy me over here? They buy it over here. Like, I didn't even give a damn. I was like, whoever's selling to me, I'm buying, baby. No bias. I was like the Democrats and the Republicans when it came to the Clarity Act. I was like a Democrat and a Republican when it came to the Genius Act. I was like a Democrat and Republican when it came to the Anti-CBDC Act. You know what I was? I was in agreements. I agreed quietly. All right, get caught up in this politics if you want. Get caught up in this politics if you want. They not. they were. Let me tell you something. And just so you understand, right? There ain't really no laws that says your politicians cannot buy crypto and coins and give advice to other people. This is not stocks. This don't have the same rules that abide by stocks. That's why you see Trump doing all the stuff that he's doing. Just so you understand that. Okay, be careful now. You know what I'm saying? Let me tell you that. Mr. Happy says, check out BMM token on Solano, please. Okay. I'll tell you, so Solano is Solano's platform. Remember when we talked about Solano, where you built the smart contracts on and how they build the memes on? There goes basically a exact example of Solano, where it's the king of building memes. A lot of coins build memes on Solano. That's what Solano. That's why you see Bunk. Back in the days, it was Ethereum. That's why you see SHIB. SHIB is on Ethereum. You know what I'm saying? That's where you see that. Yeah. But anyway, y'all have a great night. We had a great night tonight. If you learned something new, hit a subscribe. And I'm going to drop that Venezuelan episode so you can watch that, because that's a very powerful episode. And once again, it's not about the what's going on over there, just about the use case. I don't even really I don't do propaganda. I don't do propaganda on this channel here. And thank you, chat. Oh, chat, thank you so much for being respectful when we talked about that subject and not going crazy and doing extra. Thank you for being respectful, because you guys know we global. So thank you for being respectful, and I wouldn't expect anything less from y'all. I appreciate y'all for keeping it straight utility and not doing the most. Thank you about that. I appreciate that. That was super dope. Yeah, so watch the inflows, and I'm gonna report also that inflow jump. That was a huge jump. So I wanna do that. Appreciate y'all, man. Appreciate y'all. That's one thing about my chat. Like I said, if you just tuned in, I have the #1 chat in the world with the smartest people, with the common sense at the highest level. We're the 1%. Like I tell people, you have to remember, if we're 1%, there has to be 200 people in the room for you to talk to another person that knows about crypto. Remember, it's just math. If it's 1%, there's 200 people. It has to be 200 people in the room to talk to another person about crypto. So I'm happy to be in this room where all of us could talk to each other. All right, so appreciate that. Yeah. So it's Dcryptofan, man. It was a great Monday, huh? Not bad, huh? 3.2 trillion, huh? It's for my chat. For people just jumped in, I know it's for you guys. It's just, but for we've been people that's been on my chat. We've been on a long run this whole year. So we've been on a roller coaster, and I appreciate the chat being there on this roller coaster. These are the times that make it worthwhile, and it makes you feel good for keeping a cool booty. So yeah, so I appreciate the chat for sticking with me, and this is the times I'm happy for all of us that these are the days that makes it happy for sticking to our guns and sticking to our convictions and having patience. Warren Buffett, Warren Buffett says the wealth transfers from the impatient to the patient. Once again, Warren Buffett says wealth, not money, wealth transfers from the impatient to the patient. Yeah, man. Uh, Joe Vax says, you think the president of Venezuela was selling Bitcoin before he was arrested and was going down? Oh, I have no idea. I don't really follow the politics as far as that. The only reason why I even reported this was only because of the use case of XRP. We don't really do politics on the channel, so I wouldn't know. I know that Venezuela does sell Bitcoin to move past the sanctions for oil. So they'll basically, you could pay them in Bitcoin for the oil, or they'll use USDT for payments of the stable coin for the oil. But as far as what the president's doing, I have no idea whatsoever. I don't follow that, to tell you the truth. There's so much going on in crypto, and I have so much invested in these coins and these tokens, and I have so much responsibility to the people that follow me. I got to keep my eyes on the ball and make sure that I'm reporting exactly what's going on with crypto. There's too much going on for me to get sidetracked and try to watch all that stuff. And I got a lot of people that watch me every single night, and they kind of depend on the news that I give them to keep a cool booty. So I really don't get caught up in the distractions, and I really believe they're distractions to make us not catch what's going on with stuff like this and not being invested in the right utility coins. So I don't really get caught up in the distractions, and there's so much going on, and I got so much money invested and so much to lose that I can't get caught up in everything else. You know what I'm saying? Not saying I don't do a little entertainment, but yeah, I have to get the content ready for the chat. Saying for crypto gang is serious. So this crypto gang is serious over here, and we global. Oh yeah, our chat is global. Just so you know, this chat right here, if you just tune in, this chat is global. And guess what? We didn't choose to go global. Global chose us. Hey, chat, you like that? That's bars. My chat, we didn't choose to go global. Global chose us. We just fit in because we realized, guess what? Crypto is global. And we that 1%, and that 1% is global. Australia, UK, Africa, we just global. Yeah, we talk about world news. We don't really get into propaganda. We talk crypto and make it easy for you to learn. No cap, no hype. On that note, I see y'all mañana. Good night, ladies and gentlemen. I know y'all feeling good, huh? I know y'all feeling good today, huh? I knew. And let me tell you something. I couldn't wait to get to the room tonight. I tell you right now, I couldn't wait to come. I couldn't wait to come talk to y'all. I wanted to see. I was looking for the guy who was talking all that mess. I really was coming for the guy that was talking about last Friday. You said. Yeah. All right. Yeah. All right. That's fine. Like I said, I ain't got no crystal ball. I really don't. We just go by the news. So I see y'all mañana. This gonna be a very interesting week, man. Let me tell you, this is getting very interesting. That's much I can tell you. I think we're gonna have a lot to report about. I think we're gonna be talking about a lot of stuff in the upcoming months, man. I think we're gonna see a lot of. I think we're gonna be having a lot of news. I think our chat room. I think our chat room is gonna be like what it was when we were at 4.2 trillion. You remember we were seeing like 6,000 people a night when when the XRP was $3.66. Boy, it was everybody was in here. When we're at $3, you would think Nostradamus was sitting here giving. When XRP was $3.60, there was like 200 people in here. XRP $1.70, 2 people. Just me by myself. It's crazy, right? It's crazy. When there ain't no noise and everything's boring, nobody's here, right? Nobody's here. It's crazy when this thing starts running up. Everybody's tuned in. Wait till 4 trillion. When XRP goes to $3, $4, 1,000. Anyway, man, let me get out of here before I keep going. I got to go do this episode. I got to get ready to drop this Venezuelan episode, and I got to go write the script. So you guys know, I don't freestyle on those episodes. I actually write the script. So I'm halfway written the script. I got to go finish writing. I just got to write the outro. So right now, I'm going to go finish the script. So that's what I mean. All the work I do on the script, please, y'all, can y'all like it and share it? Can y'all like and share the episodes, please? And I'm getting better at the episodes. Remember, this is Dcryptofan. All we do is talk crypto. Make it easy for you to learn. No hype, no cap. Mañana. Let me tell you, we're getting better, baby. We're getting better. Love y'all. Be safe out there. Let's see what I'm excited to talk tomorrow because the way this thing is moving, I want to see. I'm waiting for the cool off. Like, where's the cool off at, huh? You guys notice where's the freaking cool off? I'm waiting for the pullback. This thing hasn't pulled back at all. Have you noticed that? Where's the coolback? It's like, so I saw it go to 3.5, 3.7, 3.10. And the thing was that 3.9, 3.10 was the resistance. And now I was really what I wanted to see was to break 3.2 trillion. And we actually hit 3.22 trillion. So now the next resistance should be like 3.28, 3.29. If we break 3.45, 3.5, oh y'all, we might be in the game room, y'all. We might be in the game room. If we bust 4 trillion in the next 2 weeks, y'all, I don't want to get besides myself, man. I don't want to get besides myself because I don't want to get besides myself. Let's just watch why they go. Because we'll have Buddy coming back. You said it was going to be. You said it would be. So let me relax, y'all. This Dcryptofan. You know what I'm saying? All we do is talk crypto. Make it easy for you to learn. No hype, no cap, all right? So Jake said, you're saying James. Hey, James, they be like, Cryptofan said. Jake said, they be trying me like that. Dcryptofan said 750. One thing I would, first of all, throwing out numbers, that's just that's a setup. That's a setup. And the thing about it, the micro, how you gonna know how can you actually know exactly what's gonna come up when you talking about when you got world events going on at any time? We can't, you could probably see but come on, man. Ain't nobody have a crystal ball. If you had that crystal ball, come on, man. If I had that crystal ball, I'll tell you right now, like I said, I'd be on that yacht. I'd be on a yacht. But anyway, mañana. See y'all tomorrow. Let's see if there's going to be great news. Is there going to be a pullback? I'm very interested to see what tomorrow looks like. Have a great night. Be careful out there. Mañana.